Hey Gators and sports fans, get all your Gator talk, news, analysis, and opinions on the Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on Facebook Live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. every weekday. Pod Up, because we are Gator fans. So say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Blast off.
It's Friday, folks. We made it to Friday. Good morning and welcome to Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got the Peachland Dentistry weekend picks. I believe I already destroyed JC. I don't know. We have to call Ernest & Young to do the bookkeeping since none of us are. We kind of got lazy towards the end of the year, right, JC?
Yeah, we really did. The bookkeeping went to hell. But who was Ernest?
Ernest, what was the name? What's the name of that?
I thought it's Ernst.
Whatever. Hell, y'all know, you know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Ernest, whatever. But they bring you the sealed envelope, and the winner is.
Yeah. I think you got me this year for sure.
Yeah. Well. Playoffs start. Gators play tomorrow. South Carolina basketball. JC, I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you saw this, and I've seen bits and pieces. I've tried to find the entire interview. Did you hear or read about the interview that Joel Klatt had with Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon?
From Oregon? No, I try. I should keep up more with the Pac-12 and what they talk about out there. But I did know that he interviewed the guy. I just didn't listen to it. What did he say?
Well, it was on Twitter, and I tried. I mean, I guess Thibodeau basically bashed Alabama. First of all, he was bashing the academics compared to the academics at Oregon. Okay. Well, last time I checked, I know nothing about either one of those institutions academically, but I can't imagine Oregon is any better than Alabama. Okay. But he said something. Like I said, I didn't get to see the whole. I can't find the whole interview. But he was talking about how when Nick Saban recruited him, what did Nick say to him? And he said that Saban basically said, if you come to Alabama, he goes, I will decide when you're ready to play. He goes, most young people nowadays think they're ready to play, but I will decide. And Thibodeau goes, that was all I needed to hear. That's why I went to Oregon. And I wanted to be a part of Nike and all this. Anyway, I don't know much about it. I just think it's ridiculous. That kid's going to be a high draft pick, but come on.
Yeah, go ahead and burn bridges. Listen, I think the thing is that they are so hungry for attention in the Pac-12, and that is conference is just so inept of any consistency in terms of winning football. And Oregon did get to the final game one year, and Ohio State happened to beat them. But Oregon has been a non-factor. I don't know how long. And I'm not here to bash Oregon, but honestly, how about this guy worry about beating Utah once in a while or staying healthy and playing 6 games during the season before he goes and trashes a school that isn't even in the same conversation as he should be. So,
well, it had something to do with also, he's like, why would I want to go to Alabama to win a national title when I can go be part of a huge organization like Nike? And I'm like, you can go play it. You can go to a Under Armour school, and then when you go professionally, you can sign with whatever school you want to sign. I mean, a shoe contract. Anyway, I just saw, like I said, bits and pieces. I thought the guy was a moron, quite honestly.
Yeah, Alabama and Georgia are Nike schools, are they not?
No, they are Nike schools. Basically, everything he said made no sense. Let me just put it that way.
There you go. So
I don't know if any of our listeners saw it, but anyway. Andy says here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law, the only personal injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Shane, not sure if Brent mentioned yesterday, but the Gators are only ranked in the Sporting News early poll at number 22. Yet in Vegas, they are 40-1 to win the national title, same as Utah, Wisconsin, and Cincinnati. We did not talk about that. We talked about the early top 10.
Yeah.
Here, I will tell you this. I don't know anything.
No.
But I'm going to go on a limb right now, JC. Utah's going to come in here ranked like number 6, 7, or 8 in the country.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet that we're favored in that game.
You really think so?
Yes.
With all those players,
Think about it though. Think about they're coming to an SEC school across the country who's, I don't know when the last time we lost an opener, but it's going to be one of those funny deals. It'd probably be like a pick. I bet Florida's favored by 2 is my guess.
I would be surprised by that just because of the unknown. But I mean, we will know more as the summer progresses. I just do know that Utah's got a lot of guys coming back from a pretty rugged team, and
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah, you could be right about that. I we'd have to see, but I do think that with these early prediction charts and so forth, it's easy to pick who the top 4 or 5 are going to be. That's very easy. We do that. But what I'm more interested in actually is what will it look like from 10 to 20? Like, what's some of these? Are there going to be any teams that really have been building to a season that can be really special in 2022? And I'd have to take a few minutes to think about that. But Cincinnati was like that team this year, right? I don't know if we thought they would be undefeated and get to the championship, or get to the championship semifinal. So those are the kinds of things I think about. So who else would be out there? Like, who's going to surprise this year in the SEC? What's Kentucky going to look like? Are they going to be able to at least stay on the field with Georgia in the East? Is Tennessee? Yeah, these are the kinds of questions that I would say, because anybody can predict 1, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, that's easy. But
yeah, Lauren says our last opening loss was at Michigan. That was in Dallas. I was referring to a last home opener. I don't remember the last time we lost a home opener. Yeah, it had to be back in the 80s, I would think, maybe in the 70s.
When are they going to? I don't know if you know this, but when are they going to start doing any of these renovations that we keep hearing about at UF on that stadium behind your head right there? I mean, is that
it ain't happening this year. We got to finish building that damn football facility first.
Well, I don't doubt that. I bet you finding labor too is difficult. Well, listen, I think is that supposed to happen in May or April or?
I think they're scheduled to move in. Let's see, February, March, April, probably April, May. I think if things go according to plan. Yeah. I was going to ask you, and it's way too early to talk this, but I think it's a no-brainer. I have one school in mind that has the most pressure on them to be in the 4-team playoff more than any other school in America. Who do you think that is in my mind?
The most pressure?
Yes, to make sure that they're in the 4-team playoff next year.
Well, I mean, is it Georgia?
No. They ain't no pressure on them. They just won the damn national title. They'll be back in the hunt, but I'm saying there's one team, there's one fan base, booster, however you want to phrase it, that basically has said, y'all better be in the 4-team playoff.
Ohio State.
No.
Well, they haven't been in the 14 playoff in a very long time.
They were in it last year, didn't Alabama beat them for the national title?
Before last year, though. Yes. Okay, so that's a stupid guess.
This team has never been in the 14 playoff ever.
Never been there.
No. Chris answered it correctly. The Aggies.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, think about the money that they've paid their coach. The money they've just paid these kids coming out of high school, $30 million for 15 players. You don't think they're going to freaking be on Jimbo's butt to get to the 14 playoff?
Are you sure about that $30 million? Are you sure?
Did you not read the article I sent you?
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh,
it's simple. Just Google Jimbo Fisher and Boosters LLCs or whatever.
He said that was a bunch of nonsense on the.
He's lying. He's lying.
Yes,
they did it. It's a.
Okay,
why did he say it's not true? Because I saw an interview where he says what our guys are doing is legal and it's been going on at other schools for years. That's what Jimbo said.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the amount of money we're dealing with here.
They got it like documented, all these different LLCs. So anyway, Lauren says that's true. If we go out there and get them, they would lose it in A&M. Gators play out there.
When the hell is Georgia ever going to have to play these guys, A&M? I mean, think about this. Think real close. When was the last time the Georgia Bulldogs either traveled to College Station or vice versa? I'm telling you, since we've had this realignment, I can't think of the time they played Georgia. Have they played Georgia?
They haven't. We played them like 3 or 4 times.
It's crazy. And then the Gators are going right back out there not too long from now, or are they coming here? I know this during the COVID year, they were supposed to come here, and then when everything got jumbled around, they went off the schedule. It's just, I know they're an SEC team, but man, they don't seem to ever have to play at Georgia or
turn your car, truck to a rolling billboard for your business or brand with an eye-catching vehicle wrap from Wrap Spot. This January, mention promo code Shane, receive 13% off your vehicle wrap. Speaking with JC on the Titan MRI hotline. John says, I know this is off topic, but Trey Mann had his best game last night. 7 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's his best game, John? I've seen highlights of Trey Mann dunking on people. Is that he's only scored 7 points is the most that he's had? I'm not questioning. That's surprising me because I think he's played real well this year. Joseph says Georgia gets the easiest SEC schedules every year. He says they hardly ever play Alabama, LSU, or A&M.
Doesn't feel like it to me either, and I agree with him. This year, I think this year they've got Arkansas out of the West. They, of course, play Auburn. Auburn should be in the East. I'm sorry. Missouri should be in the West. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Now, QB, what do you think of that game Wednesday night? I thought Florida showed a lot of guts coming back and making it a 1-point game. But the free throws, man, you can't go 50% from the free throw line.
Well, when we were down 54-50, we went 2 for 9 from the free throw line and like 0 for like 10 from the wide open threes. It's just, look, it is what it is right now. I know a lot of people are upset with Mike White. I get it. A lot of basketball left to be played. And granted, the 3 teams we just lost to, all 3 of them could easily make the Final Four.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Eric says he thinks Arkansas is going to be a very scary football team next year. Would they end up this year?
I think they won 9 games after the bowl game, and Jefferson did not kill them. That's the thing. He kept the game manageable for Arkansas. He was not a liability at that position, and they play tough. They do lose some guys on defense, though. They're losing a lot of guys on defense. The West is going to be just ridiculous next year with A&M, Alabama, this team, and then you could probably look at either one of the Mississippis and LSU being pretty good. So. I tell you what, man, the West is ridiculous. It's just crazy. It's crazy the amount of talent's over there on that side of this division. I'm looking forward to seeing these 2 teams come in and they just blow up the divisions and let's just play it 1 through 14, something like that.
Lauren says on Facebook Live, he goes, it's Mike White's fault, Shane, that they missed those free throws. He was at the free throw line looking over their shoulder.
Yeah. That's true. Really, Mike White could have those kids sitting out there shooting free throws for 2 hours every day after practice.
Well, they do.
Okay. But if they don't make them during the game, what the hell can he do about that? There's nothing he can do. These kids have got to step up. And really, they've really got to. I'd say you want to talk about pressure. Pressure's on Florida to get a win because you can't let this get too far away. I mean, they got to travel to South Carolina. I would say that's not one of the harder trips to make, but they never play well there for some reason. So,
no, we don't play well there at all.
I don't know. I mean, at least it's too bad the Mississippi game got canceled because, or I guess delayed. Is that postponed? Is that ever going to be replayed?
Yeah, they'll play it again.
They need to play that Mississippi game because Mississippi's not one of your better school teams, and Florida needs to play them. I saw a couple of nice wins last night in basketball. A top 20 team, a top 3 team lost at home, UCLA. Although you would never know it was a home game because there's nobody in the damn place, which is again.
So hang on. Keep going on there. So in the state of California right now. Is it the entire state that they don't allow spectators? Is that correct? I saw the highlights. There was nobody in the building.
But you think they're going to have fans at SoFi on Monday?
Well, I saw go across the ticker yesterday that they are not moving the Super Bowl.
Right, because they think that they can, with protocols, still put 70,000 people in that. But all of the fun things that are going to happen, that surround the Super Bowl are likely not going to happen. And it's just a ridiculous situation, and it could be solved or fixed so easily by just tiptoeing across over to Phoenix or over to Las Vegas and having a game there because reasonable people run those places. But last night, Oregon beat UCLA 84-81. UCLA is the 3rd-ranked team in the country. And here's a team that I think you guys that we should keep our eyes on because they've had a really good week this week, and nobody talks about them, and that would be your Texas Tech Red Raiders, who won by 21 points last night at home against the Oklahoma State Cowboys and beat Baylor earlier this week. And they've got players, man. I watched some of that Baylor game. They have players. So I would think they're going to be ranked much higher than 19th by the time we get to next week.
Yeah, and they got a new coach. John says, I don't mind the 3 losses because these are 3 teams that can win the national championship, but they better win on Saturday. Yeah.
They better win on Saturday. That's right. So pressure is on Florida to get in and win a cup.
Chris says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon, California should be its own country. Let's go to 49 states.
Yeah. Hey, adios. I mean, there's a lot of great people in California, man. It's a great place in some areas, but the other places are just foreign. They're foreign realities. And I don't understand how people think up there. Gil Garcetti's got to be one of the worst mayors I've ever seen. But I do think Los Angeles, they've got issues. And not only does their football team have issues, the Rams, but, because they can't block a damn thing. That just kills Stafford. I mean, you're going to ask this kid to win a football game for you. Well, you got to protect him, right? And the 49ers, they could not block those guys, and they still can't block them. And if they end up playing the 49ers again, they'll lose again. And this team is playing them. Arizona is a stout little team, and even though Hopkins is out, Arizona beat them there once already. So I think the Rams are in deep trouble. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Arizona. In fact, I'll probably pick the Cardinals.
But real quick, they're letting people go to these NFL games. They're not allowed to go to the college basketball games.
Well, the university may have.
Oh, it's a university deal. Or Pac-12 or just university?
Well, there were no games there were no people in the Stanford building either, was there?
No.
Right, but I don't know if that's the case for Utah, Arizona, Washington, or Oregon.
Yeah, and I guess we can tune in this weekend and find out.
It's crazy, man. I mean, how do you think these kids and coaches feel when they're playing in these empty barns and they watch TV and you got 14,000 people going bananas at somewhere? And I think this sucks, man. UCLA should be playing in front of their crowd. It's insane. It's insane. It's just
Gators yesterday picked up another kid out of the transfer portal. He was the freshman of the year in the Sun Belt. Running back is following Billy here. Alabama had a bunch of guys enter the portal. Georgia did as well. People making such a big deal about Paul Tyson, Bear Bryant's great grandson. Look, he was a good high school player. Kid wants to play. He ain't never going to play at Alabama.
No.
Jay Barker's son has been a walk-on there for 3 or 4 years. He's in the transfer portal. Another walk-on quarterback. And it's just funny to me how you read a headline, Alabama has 10 players in the transfer portal. Well, 9 of them ain't never going to play.
No. And, the ones they got coming in, there's a good running back from Georgia Tech that's coming in. I mean, don't worry about Alabama, folks. I'm telling you.
We ain't worried about them. Trust me. I'm not here worried about them.
But they make a deal, an issue out of the fact that there's 9 guys leaving. Well, that's probably too low a number if you ask me. But it's okay. This kid from Georgia Tech who they're getting, he's a pretty good running back. They got a guy named Eli Ricks coming from LSU to play cornerback.
He's a very good player.
Yeah, and so they're going to have everything they need, as will Georgia. And hopefully the Florida Gators will have a good day on February the whatever it is on that Wednesday, first Wednesday in February, right, QB? So that's only, I guess, 3 weeks. So where's Billy at? Have you been you got your ears?
No. So yesterday or today or last night, I can't remember. Opens up. The dead period's over. So now, all our coaches are scattered everywhere around the country recruiting. Big weekend this weekend coming. Kids coming in. John says, how much do you think the UL kid plays, given we have Lingard and Bowman coming back next year? I'm much more worried about the OL from – look, here's the thing. None of us know anything about any of these guys. And I've heard people say, why is Billy taking all these kids from Louisiana? Look, he's comfortable. He knows if they can play or not. And they may not play here, but they know his system. They're obviously – know how his program runs. It's only can enhance our program. Andy says Paul Tyson had some great commercials with Crystal. Bear Bryant used to be a big fan of their hamburgers. That's funny. I didn't know he was doing commercials for them. Real quick, JC, If you got
Okay.
joint pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, JC,
I
that
got
won't go away.
I got one in my head.
You need to check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. Schedule a free consultation at QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. Real quick, before we get to our Peachland Dentistry picks, I love Hawaii. I've been like 2 times. Probably won't ever go back because it's so damn far.
So damn far.
But they got to build better. They got to build harder golf courses over there. Did you watch any of the Sony Open?
Yeah, I mean, half the reason why I watch that damn thing is to look at all the scenery and look at the houses up on the mountains and the water and the W they have with the trees that stands for Wailea. I want to go there just for that. In fact,
You've never been?
No, but I would love to take me to Wailea, QB, because I'd love to go there and play that.
It's way too far.
Is it?
The travel there is way too far. Anyway, long story short, they're playing the Sony Open, and obviously yesterday was round 1. Kevin Na leads at 9 under par. I mean, it's like them going out to pitch and putt. But how about Jim Furyk? Old Jim Furyk, who's about my age.
Yeah, hole in one.
He went birdie, 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 birdie.
Hey. Yes, ace. I saw that card from 15, 16, 17. He aces 17 in part 18, and he birdied all the other ones in front of that. Yeah, great, man. That's the kind of course an older dude like him can compete on, QB.
Well, yeah, but it's
because we can
golf is in full effect now, and
that's good.
Let's real quick, Jason. Let's just do a little player of the year. They've got a million tournaments to play, but who's your prediction to be player of the year in golf this year?
That's so hard. I do love Morikawa. I love him. I think he's one of the younger, talented guys. I think your guy that hits it straight, Cantley, is so strong with the putter.
Didn't he win it last year?
He may have, but it's just so hard because when you get to this level of play and these kinds of players, man, you can basically just put them in a hat and pull a name out. I'm thinking of who do we know who's had a lot of success in the past that could potentially come back, who's kind of been quiet recently. And I thought Jordan Spieth played better last year. I thought he did, but his short game, has kind of let him down a little bit. And he doesn't seem to hit it as far as these other guys, although he's not bad off the tee. But, I think a player of the year kind of award would have to go to a guy that you think could win, two majors, maybe, a multiple major winner, something like that. And the only guys I can see doing that are the ones who hit it, who aren't scared of 7,400 yards and who can putt. So, you just kind of filter down some of these players in that regard. Do you have a name that you like? Because I know you.
Yes. Well, you just rambled for 2 minutes and didn't give me a pick.
Oh, okay. Well, I said 2 names. All right. Well, let me see.
Oh, you did? Okay. So you're taking Jordan Spieth and Patrick Cantley. You picked 2. I'm going to pick one out there.
I said Morikawa.
You said him. So you picked 3. I'm just going to pick one. Okay. That was the assignment of this question. And he's already he won the opener. I love his game. I love the mullet, the Australian mullet. I'm going with Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Cameron Smith is your player of the year. That dude can play, man.
Yeah, he's good, man. But
what did he shoot yesterday? Let's see what he shot yesterday.
You're going to look up Cameron Smith. I'll tell you, it does change when they leave that part of the world, though. They come to the Bermuda grass over here, QB. It does. I'm not going to.
He only shot 300 yesterday. He had a bad day.
I'm not going to take Cameron Smith. I think he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. But as far as and not a lot of these big name guys are not playing in this deal right now, and they probably won't play until La Jolla or until they get to Pebble Beach. So that's upcoming in the couple of weeks. And when they go from Hawaii to California, then they'll play a tournament in Arizona, and then they come to Florida and hit this Bermuda grass down here. So, and then we get to April rather. So give me a couple of weeks and I'll come up with some names because I don't think it's, out there in Hawaii, good Lord, anything can happen. And then they'll play in these California tournaments and they'll shoot 27 under and
Yeah. All right, got a couple of questions here on Facebook Live. Joseph says to John, referring to the kid that just transferred from Louisiana, the freshman of the year, the running back. Gosh dang it, this thing goes away. Here it is. He said, I don't think he will play much. No way he's as good as Bowman, Lingard, Naquan, or Etienne. Otherwise, he would not have gone to ULL. I believe and trust Billy, but he ain't finding guys at UL that Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio States of the world didn't know about. That's true, but there's so many good players that play at those small Sun Belt type schools that you never know, man. I wouldn't count it out. The last time the Gators lost a home opener was Emmett's last year.
Yeah.
I think it was against Ole Miss in 1989.
It was an SEC game. I'm just trying to remember which team.
I'm pretty sure it was Ole Miss.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
89. So would that have had Eli playing in it or somebody? No.
Eli in 1989?
Then who was playing quarterback at Ole Miss in 89?
Probably Mark Young
not Eli. John Fourcade or somebody like that?
No, John Fourcade was already graduated. 89 would have been Tom Luke, maybe? I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, it was a conference loss, though. I do believe that's true.
Devin says this kid's the biggest running back we have now. He'll play. Look, we don't need to worry about our running.
Who the hell? What? Bowman. I keep hearing this guy Bowman. So he went to Clemson. Nobody cares. How many times has he run the football, QB?
Only in mop-up duty.
Okay.
But
so
again, we don't know. Let's just wait and see what Billy Napier does as a coach. That's all we got to do. Okay. Rick says here, before we get to our picks, he says, I guess he's giving us the update of COVID out there. Start of, gosh, dog it. Says indoor events with 1,000 or more people, attendees age 2 and older must provide proof that they are fully vaccinated or have received a negative COVID-19 test. I mean, there's more to that, but I don't think they're doing that in these Pac-12. I don't think the only people I think allowed in the gym are the kids' parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to bring a 3 or 4-year-old over there and make sure that kid's got his card with him.
Oh, John Darnell was the quarterback for the Rebels.
John Darnell, who sent you that?
Got a text on the Titan MR text line from Phil. Phil told me John Darnell. Maybe he's a Rebel over in Mississippi listening.
Good job, Phil. We got the Rebel.
I think John Darnell wore number 4 too, if I remember correctly. Okay. I think I took a picture with him at one of those camps.
Were they in red, navy blue, or baby blue?
They would have been wearing white jerseys here.
They would have been wearing white. Okay, yeah. Oh, because a home opener. Gosh, man, I'm having trouble this morning, QB. I don't know. Maybe I got the dreaded Omicron. I do have a headache. I will tell you that, QB. I've got a headache, man.
Yeah, we got Facebook listeners here arguing about this kid transferring from Louisiana at running back.
Look what you're doing. Look what you've done, QB. Look what you have done. You've upset the listeners.
No, they're arguing with each other. All right, so let's get to our Peachland Dentistry, Gator Nation's #1 choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte and surrounding areas. Visit them at peachlanddental.com. And it's time for JC and the QB weekend picks. We got the playoffs kicking up. What do we got? 2 games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 1 dumb game on Monday night. It makes no sense.
It's so unfair to the Arizona Cardinals because if they beat the Rams, they have to travel to either Green Bay or Tampa across the country after a Monday night game. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Good job, NFL. However, we have 2 AFC games on Saturday. The rest of them, then we have 2 NFC games on Sunday and 1 AFC game on Sunday and then an NFC game on Monday. And the Cardinals are screwed. Let's go with the Raiders starting it off at Cincinnati. The Bengals have not won a playoff game in memory. In the modern era. Since Sam Weish was the coach probably. And
hey, JC, real quick, speaking of the Bengals, I meant to bring this up, and I hope I may have already done it, but I took a screenshot of this. Somebody, I don't follow the Bengals on Twitter, but somehow this popped up. Here's a crazy stat. Listen to this.
Okay.
Nobody in human history has ever sent a text message about the Bengals winning a playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that.
That's
the Bengals' last playoff win was in 1991. The first text message ever sent was in 1992.
That's awesome. Yeah. And, Marvin Lewis never won a playoff game. He was about to win a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers until Carson Palmer got run into by a Steeler lineman. It was just a fluke injury, and he hurt his leg. But and I thought the Bengals were going to win that day. They have had so much heartbreak. And here they are at home playing a very, very feisty Raiders team who I really like the way the Raiders are going right now. They've won 4 straight. I love the way Derek Carr is keeping things from, he's not turning the ball over. Cincinnati, it's their time, right? I mean, isn't it time for them to win a playoff game with all these good offensive players? But I don't know defensively if they're good enough. So I'm going to do this. We're going to take the side and the total QB, and I'm going to go with Vegas, and I'm going to take the over 48.5 because weather will not be that bad in Cincinnati. It will not be frigidly cold. It'll be chilly, but it won't be anything they can't handle. I think we'll see a lot of points because I think Cincinnati will light up the scoreboard. I think the Raiders can score as well. So if Waller plays and is healthy and does well, the Raiders will score on Cincinnati. So I'm gonna take the 5.5, and I'm gonna take over 48.5.
Well, the Bengals defense is better than you think, but I do think it's going to be high scoring. I think the jungle is going to be just jumping, and Joe Burrow and his crew of wideouts, they're as explosive as anybody in NFL.
Very good.
I love the Bengals in this.
You
game.
like that? Why is it only 5.5, QB? Why shouldn't? Why?
It's an NFL playoff game. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they lit up the Chiefs last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever the hell it was. New England. Now, this game will be impacted by the weather. I don't care what you say.
How's it going to be impacted by the weather? The wind ain't going to be blowing 45 miles an hour.
Well, it'll be blowing, though, and it'll be 0 degrees. And I don't care. Matt Jones, God bless that kid. You stick him out there against that Buffalo team with those crazy fans in 0-degree weather. I got to think that's going to affect his ability to play great football because they're going to have to play great. I like Buffalo at home in this game, laying 3.5. I know it's hard to bet against Belichick. I just think the environment and the situation is going to be a little bit too much for Mac Jones. Not that I don't think he's good enough to win a lot of football games there in his career, but today or tomorrow or whenever, Buffalo in that environment is going to be too much. And I'm going to take the under 43.5 because I don't think the Patriots are going to score a lot of points.
Buffalo's been my pick all year long since August to go to the Super Bowl. I think they win this game 31-10. No, 31-13 because I think it goes over. I love Jake Allen in this game. I think Buffalo rolls. Speaking of the Cincinnati game, Rick says here on Facebook Live, Rick, our meteorologist, Rick says Cincy will get river effect snow, very similar to lake effect snow. There you have it.
Give me the over, Rick. You want to? I'll bet Rick a cup of Diet Coke or Coke, whatever he likes. That game goes over.
No, he don't give a damn about that. He's just telling you that it could snow.
Usually, when it snows, you don't. Well, I don't know. Do you see a lot of touchdowns in snow? You would know, QB.
Look, guys can slip, fall. We don't really know. Look, the only time the cold weather is not going to affect anybody because they have plenty of heaters and stuff on the sideline. The cold weather affects the damn people sitting in the stands for 4 or 5 hours. I don't know why they do it.
Have you seen these Buffalo people? They don't look affected at all. The only thing that's affecting them is what they've ingested and the game on the field. All right, well, maybe I'm overstating and completely misreading this weather issue, but I just think the Raiders and Bengals are going to score a lot. I don't think Buffalo and New England will score a lot, but I probably should bet against me.
Real quick, Eric has a Facebook Live question for us. Where do we think Brian Flores will land? I thought I heard last night that I think the Texans are going to hire him.
I tell you what, man, these teams that hire a guy in 1 year, get rid of him, owe him $17 million. They owe David Culley. They owe him $17 million. This is an organizational problem. The Giants should be embarrassed as an organization. They have had 3 coaches in 5 years in the National Football League. How dysfunctional is that? And, this is not coach. I'm not blaming Joe Judge for being a lousy head coach. That's just who he is, right? He can't help himself. But the organization should never have hired him. Same thing. David Culley, my God, you got to give him a chance. I mean, Deshaun Watson.
They actually played pretty good down the stretch with Davis Mills.
What's wrong with Davis Mills? Get in there and work with him, man.
I liked him in college, and I think he's going to be a great pro.
Well, they're going to write this guy a check for $17 million and go try to get.
Well, JC, here's what we should have done. I should get into coaching business, get a head job, hire you as my offensive coordinator. We'll get fired immediately. and we'll get paid.
And then we'll get paid, and we'll go build our own golf course here in Alachua County. Well, I would build it in Gilchrist County. All right, so or Levy or Columbia. All right, so we got those games on Saturday. On Sunday, QB, 3 games, man. This is good because the weather on Sunday around here is going to be awful. It's going to be pretty bad, according to the what we read every day. Philadelphia, though, will be down in Tampa. The Bucks are laying 8, so I got to get my Bucks headgear on here. See there? There we go. Bucks are laying 8. I love the Bucks in this game. If it's not, if there's not 3 inches of rain, I like Tampa Bay laying 8 against Philadelphia. I don't think Jalen Hurts is ready to win a playoff game, and I don't think it'll be as close as 8. So I'm going to take Tampa, lay the points, and I'm going to take the over 45. The Bucks could get that by themselves.
So the weather's supposed to be bad in Tampa?
It's supposed to be bad here, and I'm just correlating that to Tampa, but I'll look it up.
Well, that's 2 hours away, so it might not be bad.
It could be different, but it is going to be pretty nasty here because my tennis match is probably going to get canceled.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'll say over, but I think Jalen Hurts can give the Bucks. I'm concerned about the Bucks, especially offensively. Man, they're missing with Godwin out.
Oh,
obviously
man.
Antonio Brown's out. I thought one of their backup, the backup young receiver got hurt the last game. I don't know. I mean, look, Tampa is Tampa, but I think they got problems in the secondary. I think Eagles can make this a close game. I'm just going to be different than you, and I'm going to take the Eagles.
Sure. Okay, I'm changing to under. Strong, gusty winds, 30 miles an hour. Chance of rain, 90%. Showers and thunderstorms in the morning, which means the field will probably be a little sloppy.
They do have tarps.
Well, they do. Right. Storms may contain strong gusty winds and 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts. So,
aren't you going to that game?
Well, no, but Sam is. Sam's going to go. Sam's going to. I told Sam and Jack I would maybe come next.
Well, tell them they need to take some rain gear.
Yeah, it's going to get wet. So I'm going to take under. I'm still sticking with Tampa Bay.
I'll still take the over in the Eagles.
Okay, you want the all right. I won't go separate there. San Francisco is at Dallas. There's no weather effect in that game. And Dallas is laying 3. I tell you, the 49ers could be that sneaky team that is seated low that could get hot, get on a run. I don't know how Garoppolo does it with a ligament tear in his hand. I don't have no idea how he throws the football. But Debo is so good. I think they're going to score a lot of points in this game. I think Dallas will score on the 49ers too, even though Armstead and Bosa and these guys are really good. I think Dallas will score a lot. So I'm going to take over 50, and I'm going to just take Dallas because, well, I hate the 49ers. So give me Dallas, laying 3, and they'll win 38-34.
I'm going to take the Niners to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and I'm taking the under.
You love
and
Shannon.
Lauren wants to coach receivers. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to assemble a staff of all my listeners, and we're going to go get a job. We're all going to get fired.
Perfect. Let's get that done. Good job, Lauren. We look forward to having you on the staff. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the team. The night game is truly, and then Pittsburgh is going to get a player back. I think they're getting Juju Smith-Schuster back, but they're playing Kansas City, and the Chiefs are my pick to win the AFC right now. So I'm taking them, but that's 13 points that I hate laying, and it's a sucker bet. I know it's a sucker bet, but I think Kansas City will score 40 on this team and blow them out. So I'm going to take Kansas City in the over. It's 45.5. I don't know how that can only be 45.5. Maybe Pittsburgh's just so bad on offense. But having Smith-Schuster back should give Ben another option, and that will help.
Yeah, I'll go ahead, and I think the Chiefs roll the Steelers. Steelers, I've watched them play a bunch this year, and kudos to Ben. Somehow he's still getting it done.
Yeah,
I assume he is planning to retire after this year, right? He don't want to go play anywhere else.
No,
there's no talk of that, right, JC?
No, this is it.
I don't think he can play anymore. I think the Chiefs roll. I think I don't know if Steelers can score very much, but they'll get some late touchdowns. So I'll go the over in the Chiefs with you.
Yeah, Chiefs. Okay. Monday night.
Oh, we got an offensive coordinator, John. John says he'll call the plays. They never work.
Good way. That's a surefire way to get fired. Arizona at LA, -4. The Cardinals are not the same offense without Hopkins. That's pretty clear to me. but I think they're good enough to keep this game very close. They did win in LA the first time they played them, but they lost to the Rams at home. Of course, they lost a lot of games at home, the Cardinals. But they are getting 4. I like 4. I think this is a field goal game either way, and I'm going to take the 4 points with Arizona, and I'm going to go under 49. That's a lot.
All right, I'll take the Cardinals in the over. JC, did you say the winner of that game has to travel to Green Bay?
So the way it works is that the lowest seeded team who comes out at the first.
That's right. So if the Eagles win, Eagles will go to Green Bay.
If the Eagles win, they go to Green Bay, right? And the Cardinals, if they were to win as a 5 seed, well, obviously they wouldn't be going to Tampa because the Eagles won, but they would probably then have to go to Dallas. So. I don't know. I think it's just tough for a team on Monday night to have to travel like that. I tell you this, though, the Eagles probably won't be Tampa, and the Niners will end up going to Green Bay because they are the 6th seed, and they would be the lowest seeded team. The Niners in Green Bay, if the Niners beat Dallas and go to Green Bay, that could be trouble for Green Bay. If they beat Dallas in Dallas, the Niners, I think, could be that team that, like Tampa last year, just slips in here somehow and just gets hot. So,
JC, I mean, I don't know why it's so hard for these college coaches to organize and hire coaches, because I got a whole staff right now just doing a damn podcast. Yeah. Eric says he's going to coach the linebackers.
Oh,
Matt's got the best job. He wants the best job. He wants to be the get back coach, the guy that holds the coach's belt loop to keep him from getting on the field. He wants to know how much that guy makes. Matt, we'll give you a good deal.
We will, Matt, because you should see QB. I've seen him coach a football game, and let me tell you, brother, the energy is not seen on Pod Up with Matthew this morning. It is outstanding, and it makes me feel like I'm the guy who's got no energy when I see this guy coach a football game. I have been in the box with the QB, folks. I've seen him coach. I've seen him call plays before the play was even called. I've seen him steal signs from the other team. I've seen him almost go through the window and disrupt the poor old people sitting underneath them. I think it's great. And then I've seen him tell an offensive lineman who played for 14 years in the league that he knows what they're doing. So I'll never forget that.
Well, very passionate, very passionate.
Well, good. That's good, QB. It means your blood does flow. So I think you would be a great coach, but you, for some reason, you want to play golf.
Well, I played too long. So, yeah. And I wanted to see my kids do things. All right, JC.
Good on you. Good on you.
Yep.
QB.
All right, good stuff. We'll talk to you Monday and see how we did on these Peachland Dental weekend picks. Have a good weekend. That's JC joining us on the Titan Number Hotline. Come back. I'll keep hiring positions as we come back after the break. You're watching and listening to Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, My IT Masters, Gainesville Neon and Signs, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avera and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit podupwithshane.com and click the Advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios at South State Bank. We understand that small businesses need a community business partner that they can rely on. South State has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Bank, banking forward, member FDIC. We got a bunch of people wanting jobs, man. I like it. Joseph says he'll be the head of recruiting. I got a little Jimbo in me. We'll find every way possible to bend the rules in our advantage. I like it. John says, Coach Matthews put the staff faster than anyone I've ever seen. He might last as long as Urban did. Yep, you're as good as the people you hire, right? I coach with the son of a coach. They make the best guys to work for. Yep, that's true there, Lauren. We got a text here on the Titan MRI text line from Daryl. He says, good morning, guys. Big recruiting weekend for the Gators. We probably won't flip the Perkins kid from A&M because they have more money than us. Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, we'll see. He also says, when I was in Hawaii last year, the golf course didn't look like nothing special, but it's Hawaii. Yeah, the golf courses over there, I mean, they're nice, but they get them really nice for the PGA events. Daniel wants to be the strength and conditioning coach. He ran a half marathon, worked out since my 20s, and I'm an investor in a pure strength training gym. All right, you're hired. Muddy, you can be the height coach. Okay, I think we're getting close to our staff, but if we want an army, I probably got 30 more spots available, like Billy Napier. I think Billy Napier's speaking to the media today. Probably talk about the upcoming recruiting visits this weekend. Yeah, it's a big weekend on campus. We'll see what happens, but yeah, the dead period is over, and we are on the verge of hopefully flipping some kids. We shall see it. Chris Doring Mortgage, they do mortgage lending right, helping home buyers throughout Gainesville and North Central Florida. Call Chris Doring Mortgage. Stay at 352-244-0840. I want to thank JC again for joining us on the Titan MR hotline. Joseph said, I still need a D-line and O-line coach. That's very true. Got to get somebody to block. Gators play tomorrow. Big weekend of sports, especially in the Southeastern Conference. You know, I saw this and I didn't think about it. It was a tweet I saw this morning. I meant to bring it up with JC. The SEC is the defending champs in baseball, football, and what was the other sport? That gummit, I already forgot. National champs, I was saying. It was football, baseball. It wasn't basketball. It was, well, darn, I can't remember now. Too many concussions, I guess. Should have screenshot it. That's why I screenshot it, screenshoot everything. Marissa says she needs to be hired as the head of nutrition, energy medicine, and team RN. Yeah, but we got to eat meat, Marissa. Boys have to eat meat. Lots of protein out there. They eat a lot of steak and chicken for sure. Let's get to this day in sports. It's brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise. Comfort Temp's now hiring team members of all levels of experience, great culture and benefits, and opportunity for growth. $1,000 signing bonus for qualified positions. Give Comfort Temp a call, 352-376-2366. This day in sports, and I meant to ask JC about this one too. In 1976, Ted Turner becomes the CEO of the Atlanta Braves. Does Ted Turner still own the Braves? That may be a silly question, but I don't know if he does or not. But how about that? The Braves and the Georgia Bulldogs are your champions in their respective sports. That's brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. It's tennis, men's tennis. What about women's basketball? Didn't South Carolina win women's basketball? That's what Joe said here on the Titan MR text line. Okay, Ted Turner, I just was told Ted Turner does not own the Braves anymore. But that was our This Day in Sports information today. Cliff says, no, I don't think he does. All right, appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and get our last break in today. And we'll come back and wrap up this Friday edition and look forward to the weekend. You're watching and listening to Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning from the Crime Prevention Studios.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Wrap Spot, Okito America, Gators Dockside, Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi, Steve Spurrier here. You know, making a reservation at my restaurant is easier than a Saturday afternoon homecoming game against Vandy. You don't have to call or email. Just go to spurriers.com, hit the reservation button, pick a date, number of guests, and a time. It's so simple, I can do it. In fact, I just did. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Celebration points where the Gators go to celebrate. With premium brands like Nike, Regal Cinemas, Lane Macaron, Dave Buster's, Medici's, Palmetto Moon, and the HBC's restaurant Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, now serving brunch on Saturday and Sundays. We'll see you at Celebration Point where the Gators go to celebrate. Go check you out some playoff games up at the Visors Lounge at the HBC's restaurant this weekend. I love our listeners. You guys are great. Our man Rick here on Facebook Live let us know that Time Warner agreed to a deal to sell the Braves to Liberty Media. Daniel, now we have a maintenance guy going to take care of the field. We'll have the best grass around. Be hard to beat with Mississippi State's grass now, Daniel. They got tremendous grass in state. But anyway, it's so easy to hire staff. I don't know what takes so long. I mean, we just got it done today in like 30 minutes. We may not win a game, but we'll all get fired and get paid, right, folks? That's what it's about in college football right now. Anyway, our good friends at Wrap Spot, folks, they're expanding. Wrap Spot's now opening a second location in the heart of Gainesville, Custom Car Zone at 1931 North Main Street. Wrap Spot's teamed up with the crew at Vibrant Vinyl Works to offer color change wraps, advertising wraps, custom striping, hood wraps, and wall wraps. Give our folks at Wrap Spot, if you want to get your vehicle wrapped with Gator paraphernalia everywhere, I'm sure Rick and Lauren and some of you guys, y'all need to go get your cars and trucks wrapped with the big Gator head on the hood, on the side of the door. Well, you may not be able to do that. I wonder if they're licensed to be able to put that on there. So anyway, Joseph says T-Rob's likely headed to either Georgia or Alabama. The rich get richer. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And it's going to be interesting, folks, to see these recruiting classes first Wednesday in February, whatever signing time is. What more NIL crap comes out? It's going to be crazy. But listen, Billy Napier and them, they're plugging away. Big weekend on campus. We'll get a lot of information over the weekend how it goes, and we'll get somebody on Monday to kind of give us a thought. John says he filled out an application to be Wisconsin's head coach. I can't believe they went with Paul Chryst instead. Good stuff. All right, folks, today's show's a wrap brought to you by Wrap Spot. Enjoy your weekend, and make sure you tune in on Monday. Be safe. See you then.
1st and 10. Matthews, near side, wide open, Alonzo Sullivan. He may go.